तदा द्रष्टुः स्वरूपे अवस्थानम्। Namaskaram. Today we'll see the third Yoga Sutra. Before we begin, let's chant Om. The third Yoga Sutra, Tada Drishtuhu Swarupe Avasthanam. Tada Drishtuhu Swarupe Avasthanam. Tada, then, Drishtuhu, the one who sees, the one who experiences, the seeing consciousness. Swarupe, in its true nature, in its own nature. Avasthanam, abides. So what is this sutra telling us? You remember the yogas chitta vritti nirodha? When nirodha happens, then tada drishtuhu swarupe avasthanam happens. That is, the seer abides in its true nature, in its own nature. Till now, we were looking at ourselves as the body and the mind. We were always thinking we are the body, we are the mind. But once we get into the essence of yoga, we start understanding our true self. We start knowing our own self, our true self. Our core being is pure, eternal consciousness. The body is finite, but the consciousness residing in it is infinite because it's not confined by space. In yoga philosophy, we call this unchanging consciousness as Purusha, the one who resides in the city of our body. When the mind is free of distortions, is free of all the vrittis, all the modifications, then we get to know our core self, our own inner self. Now let's look at this with that same analogy that we have been using all this while, because it's so clear to understand this analogy. It's so beautifully given, and it is so simple to understand. You remember the lake which represents our mind when it is completely distracted, or when it is muddy, when it is colored, then we do not get to know our own self. We don't get to see the bottom of the lake, that is our own true self. To know or to see our own self, to really get to know our true self, we need to wait until the mind is completely calm. We need to wait until all the ripples are subsided, that is, all the distractions are kind of dissolved. Then we get to see our own reflection, our own true self. Now, when the mind ceases to create a lot of these thought forms and actions, when the chitta is completely free of the vrittis, then the seer abides in his or her own true nature. If the vrittis are clouding the mind, when there are a lot of distractions around us, then the vision gets clouded. I think I can give you another example. Is just to know, just to introspect within yourself. When we are angry, when we are upset because of somebody's thought forms or actions, we sometimes take certain hasty decisions, we come to certain wrong conclusions. That is what we are moving away from the reality. Our vision is getting clouded. But if you have observed it, once that anger subsides down, we sit down and we allow the mind to calm itself. After that, we will see that we shouldn't have spoken this, or we shouldn't have spoken that. We shouldn't have taken this action. We shouldn't have thought. We shouldn't have jumped into these conclusions. How many times we have felt that, right? So we often think that we probably took certain hasty decisions, and we repent for it. So what is it? What we're trying to tell you is this mind, if it gets distracted, we do not see the actual reality of what is happening. We do not know our true self. We go away from our true self. We become clouded. The dissolution has to happen. So that is what it says. Now there is a connection if you look at it, the second and the third sutra. What is the second sutra telling? Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. When the vrittis are dissolved, then nirodha happens. When nirodha happens, then tada drishtuhu swarupe avasthanam happens. What does it mean again? When the vrittis, when the chitta is completely free of the vrittis, the modifications, the impressions that we have formed, the ones which are not reality, we go out of that reality. So we need to wait until the mind is calmer, the mind settles down, and then think about the actual reality. Then we get to know our true self. Then we get to understand our true self. So we need to move into a state of nirodha, moving out of the vrittis, to make our chitta pristine, pure, our consciousness becoming more purer. Then we see our own reflection. Then we see our own consciousness. The moment we have control over that mind and do not allow the modifications or the impressions that we are creating, if we are able to control that particular part, then there is something else which happens within us. We will see this whole world in a totally different way. And this, when we are able to do that particular thing of seeing this, the nirodha happening, and looking at the true nature, the swarupe, the new true nature, when we are able to abide that particular thing, it's not just that we evolve spiritually. In all the ways, I think we will be able to evolve materialistically, worldly, and spiritually. We will be able to understand when to get engaged into this world and when to move away from it. Yoga is not talking about that we renunciate everything and go in. That is not. Being in this world, how are we able to operate? How are we able to move away from this vrittis? How are we able to understand the true reality? So for that, we need to have good control over our mind. We need to understand that these modifications will cloud our vision, and we need to take it away. And then a whole lot of opportunities will open up for us. And then we will be able to create a better atmosphere within us and around us, so that we can make our life, we can make our existence on this earth purely enjoyable, very happy and blissful state. Thank you. Pranam.